My name is Taylor-Leonard and I'm the CEO of Taylor-Leonard Corporation. We are a Montgomery County-based training, business development, and information technology consultancy. You know, my ebook has been a labor of love because I've always had a desire to write, but as a small business owner and an entrepreneur, it's a time challenge, right? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And really the book was created because for more than 5 years now, I've been the host and executive producer of an event called the Small Business University. The purpose of which this event was to really bring the business community together to network, collaborate, share best practices in an effort to stimulate local economic development. What I was seeing in those venues was a lot of discomfort. A lot of people didn't really have the capacity or the awareness or the skill set or the comfort level to effectively network. And so this book was designed to really help those individuals to develop the capacity to be able to be an effective networker, to address some of the challenges that they may be having, and some of the things that I believe were roadblocks to them really being successful in those environments. Because at the end of the day, so much of what we do, it starts with networking and building relationships. And so oftentimes we only have one time to make a positive first impression. And so if you blow it in that networking event, it could really be detrimental to your business growth and expansion. The golden rules of networking are near and dear to my heart. I would say one of my favorite golden rules is the fact that we need to first give in order to receive. So often I'm in these networking and environments, or I personally experience where you extend your hand just to say a simple hello to someone and they immediately burst into their sales pitch. And you're like, wait a second, slow down. I'm not here to be sold. And I think so often as entrepreneurs or just as business people, we're so excited and so passionate about what we do that we just want to share it with everyone that we come into contact with. And I think there's a time and a place and an effective strategy to do that. And I think the way to most effectively share your message is to first allow people to share their message, to be a really good listener. The golden rule, so that's just one, being in a position to really listen first before you just sort of blurt out what your sales strategy or how you might be able to serve in that business relationship. The emotional bank account. So that's something that I love, and it's something that dates back to the late great Stephen Covey, who in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, we talk about this notion of having an emotional bank account. And it all goes back to when you think about just practically having a bank account. None of us are in a position to make a withdrawal from our banker if we haven't first deposited. And so it's the same premise. It's being in a position to deposit first before you receive. There's certainly no shortage of networking events here in the Washington metropolitan DC area or around the country for that matter. And so prioritizing those events becomes very important. I know for me, as a mother, as a spouse, it's important to me that I manage my time very well, and so I often will give higher priority to events that take place in the morning, for example, when I know my children are already off to school, or during the actual work day. The other reason why I prioritize in that way is that oftentimes I find that as I go through the course of my workday, something inevitably happens where it makes it difficult for me to attend an event that may take place in the evening because I need to address a client concern or something that happened in school that day. And so I prioritize first based on the time, but then I also take a look at, well, who are the folks that I expect to be at those events? Are my ideal clients? Are my ideal prospects? Are there great strategic partners and people that I believe I can build really positive, mutually beneficial working relationships with? And if those types of folks are at those events, then those get a priority in my opinion as well. I tend to focus on smaller networking events because I place a lot of relevance and I weight on quality over quantity. There are a lot of very large networking events that take place, and oftentimes I'll see people walk around. It's like they've got a wad of business cards. It's almost like they're just there to be able to pound their chest and collect business cards, as opposed to being in an environment where it's a smaller, more intimate setting where you really have the opportunity to dig deeper, to learn more about the people that are there, what their needs are, and how you might be in a position to help them. In my opinion, the next best thing to me winning a new client is being in a position to help my clients win new clients.